They were kind of horsing around with each other, and then all of a sudden, out of the blue, he just patted her on the behind and kind of grabbed it, and then just leaned over and kissed her on the lips. I thought that was very inappropriate, and that's what made me call Children's Services.
Tonight, neighbors are sharing what they saw and what they felt about a man accused of sex crimes against children. That man is foster parent and firefighter Jeremy Chesser. He remains in jail tonight, charged with receiving and distributing child pornography. A federal complaint also shows Chesser admitted to committing sexual acts against his foster children as young as 2 years of age. At this time, his next court date is not scheduled. He is on administrative leave from the Springfield Township Fire Department. In light of these allegations, we wanted to get a better understanding of the signs of children being sexually abused. Data shows only 30% of sexual abuse victims come forward. And in this case, none of the children came forward. Tatiana Cash, she spoke with an expert on child sexual abuse, joins us now live downtown. Tatiana, what did she share about the Chessers case?
Well, Jeff, when I spoke with the CEO of Family and Child Abuse Prevention Center, she explained how basically he had created this sort of facade, and explains that Chesser, by creating this image, was able to avoid it for so long. So we spoke about what you could do to spot those issues and what you should do when reporting.
If someone is getting away with this for a decade, it tells me they're very good at what they're doing.
Dr. Christie Jenkins says as more information on accused child sexual abuser Jeremy Chesser comes out, it paints a picture of how he used his image to fly under the radar for so long. He worked as a Springfield Township firefighter and claimed to be a proud father to 10 children, 6 foster and 2 adopted.
When you have a pillar of the community, you kind of think, oh, they're vetted. They have to have background checks. They have to go through all the hoops and all the things. And so your guard is really down.
The U.S. District Court criminal complaint says Chesser admitted to talking about, viewing, and sharing child pornography on the internet for more than 10 years. He had hundreds, if not 1,000, illegal images on his phone and admitted to sexually assaulting children in his home. The details are both gut-wrenching and heartbreaking. Lucas County Children's Services volunteered the Chessers as a model foster family to WTOL 11 back in May for a story on National Foster Care Awareness Month, furthering the perfect family facade. Dr. Jenkins says predators like Chesser get away with it by grooming children. His wife, Tisha, says she never saw the signs.
Obviously, we had no idea this was going on, and that right now we're just trying to make sense of it all.
There are definitely those cases where folks absolutely would not know.
Lucas County Children's Services has monthly checks and balances to try and catch instances like this.
We're routinely in the home assessing safety and meeting with the children alone and away from the foster parents.
What's crazy about it is these kids came from some kind of messed up environment to get into foster care. Maybe they were being sexually abused and beaten and they didn't get any food, and they get over here and it's only sexual abuse, so it looks better.
She says it's up to everyone to report abuse, but a witness tells WTOL 11 she saw Chesser acting inappropriately toward one of the children and reported it.
Patted her on the behind and kind of grabbed it, and then just leaned over and kissed her on the lips. I thought that was very inappropriate, and that's what made me call Children's Services. Those kids were still in that house after that phone call.
Jenkins says even if investigators don't find anything, it's important to keep reporting concerns.
And you might call one time and not see anything happen, but then continue to call, continue to show up for these kids because they don't have a choice or a voice.
Tatiana, so many times we forget the emotion that we feel when we cover these stories. We could see your emotions there in covering this story tonight. Had a question for you. Chesser used an app called Kik to talk with other predators about assaulting children and exchanging child pornography. What were you finding out tonight? Is that normal?
Well, Dr. Jenkins actually says that that is a huge problem. What predators do is they go onto social media sites. They use apps like Kik. They actually go to gaming sites like Roblox, and they act younger and pose as teens or younger children to gain a child's confidence, to gain a teen's sense of security, build a relationship with them, ultimately grooming them to eventually get pictures and things and solicit child pornography in times like this. So yes, social media is a very big danger, just those apps and interacting with children. So here live in downtown Toledo, Tatiana Cash, WTOL 11.